What's up, you majestic what the fucks? This is The Inner Idiot. That's right, you hear the music, so you know what time it is. Put your ugly ass kids down for a nap, to bed, whatever. It's time for The Inner Idiot. Buckle up, what the fucks. I'm joined today by the Lord that is never bored, Lord Shorty Hoffman. 2 claps into Ric Flair. Woo!
That's me. I'm here.
Oh, that woo had some... I'm getting good at those woos,
You're getting good
man.
at it. It's all this practice you've been getting, bro.
I know. Yeah, eventually we're going to have to put the outtakes on these motherfuckers.
Oh, they can hear them later. They'll know. They'll
So how was your Christmas, man?
Good. Very good, man. Really exhausting. Just being everywhere and, being around a lot of people is not, overbearing. At least for me it isn't. But when you have dozens of kids, or a literal dozen of kids, because that's how many nieces and nephews I got.
God damn.
Yeah, they're just fucking wild. My mom's got these dancing Snoopies or whatever. You press the feet or hands or whatever, and they dance around and play music and shit. My nephew's goal for an hour straight was to play all of them at the same time. So he was like, hit, 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 hit. And they would all dance and make a sound. And I was like, oh my God.
He should have put them on a round. What is that called? When
They don't play the same song. They're all different Christmas music.
Even more reason to just glitch out somebody's brain.
It was fucking... I was like... I let it go on for 15 minutes. And I look at my dad, and my dad's he's getting the eye twitch ready to strangle this fucking kid. And I was like, Liam, buddy, knock it off. And he's like...
How old's Liam?
5, 4.
Oh, you gotta let that kid spread his wings.
Bro, God bless. It was terrible.
Was he singing along?
There's no words to it, just that. He was dancing with it. He was just, getting all jiggy with it, the cornucopia of terrible sounds going on.
I wish the audience could have seen you just get jiggy with it.
Yeah.
I like it.
But
it's kind of like a waiter with Tourette's. Am I going to
I'm
chop your
spilling
drinks?
No, but it was a good time, man, for real. Seeing a lot of the family that I don't get to see very often. Some of the kids who are always working and busy, It was a good time.
Some of the kids, when you say some of the kids that are working, that just shows how old we're getting, man. And it's horrible.
Right.
And I feel like this year alone has aged me 7.5 years and 4 days.
7.5 years and 4 days.
Yeah, so that's 7 months, 7 years, 6 months, and 4 days. That's how much I've aged this year alone.
Yeah?
It's fucking terrible. My knees are shot. My back's screaming at me. If I fucking turn my head the wrong way, I fucking throw a muscle. Dude, it's horrible. Absolutely fucking horrible.
Do you think it's because of all the packages and shit you've been delivering?
I think it's because it's 2000 shitty. That's gotta be it.
No, that's not it.
Dude, it's gotta be.
The year is irrelevant with this. It's just your body.
But is it?
Would you have been any lazier without the quarantine? Or have you would have been any less lazy?
The quarantine hasn't affected me like it has everybody else.
Right.
So I'm still out doing shit.
Right.
So it really hasn't affected me.
Yeah. So.
I've had more sex this year than in past years.
Well, Congratulations. Thanks for rubbing it in.
You're welcome. I rub it in all the time. Don't worry.
Fucking asshole. But no, so what's the year have to do with it, dude?
I don't know, dude. This year is cursed. And it better end at December 31st at midnight. It better not be
it's gonna be January 32nd or December 32nd. 2020.
Fucking January 1st, 2020, prestige level 1.
2020 prestige level. Oh, God.
All right, today's top 5. Top 5 things that need to be left in 2020. This is just a quick list. There's more than 5 things. This is just a quick list. Number 5, masks. I am not pro-mask. I am not anti-mask. But look, man, masks are fucking annoying. And look, for all the people out there in the dating world, have you heard of getting masked fished? You think you see somebody's eyes, they have pretty eyes, right? And then you're at a bar, you're drinking with them, they got their straw under their drink. You take them home.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, you take them home, they take the fucking mask off, they look like a goddamn rhinoceros. And now you're fucked. You're there with them. What do I do? Well, fuck it. I sleep with them anyways. They're here. I'm not going to take them home. Mask fished. It's a real thing.
Now, like, you go to the bar, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you wearing a mask and you're just like,
Apparently,
is that, like, you have a straw, you know what I'm saying? Is that a thing?
I guess. But I've heard of this a few times now.
It's like, I go to restaurants and what have you, and, like, once you get to the table, they just don't give a fuck. And they're just like, oh, pop a squat, you take off your mask, no big fucking deal. Which doesn't make any sense to me, but hey, whatever, no big deal.
Well, I think some gremlins are taking this as a chance to leave the mask on, so it betters their chance of making it to the next level.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I can usually tell by, like, the shape of somebody's face and, like, from nose up, you know, like, what I'm saying? Like, I bet you got a pretty face. You know what I mean? Like, now, unless you got some, like, fucked up, like, smile, you know what I'm saying? Like, you smile like a fucking horse.
With fucking piranha teeth.
Just,
Slow down, Snaggletooth, Stoozy.
right, yeah.
All
like,
right.
I don't know, man.
Number 4, Facebook politicians.
Bro.
Bro, I'm telling you, everybody's got a degree in politics now. Or medicine.
Or religion. Religion's been really hot this year, too.
Yeah. God, but that shit's annoying.
I spent 3 days arguing with my friend's mom about religion.
And did you get anywhere?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
By the end of it, she was like, I think we can agree to disagree. And I'm like, no, we can't agree on that because you are absolutely wrong. And here's the scripture to do it. And I fucking like, motherfucker, like, I went to church all my life.
But were you all the same religion?
Yeah.
Well, see, that's a little different.
Well, I can even argue with people who study other religions or practice other religions. I study other religions.
But it's so hard to sway anybody.
Well, I'm not trying to sway you out of your, like, belief. I'm just trying to sway you into not being an asshole.
There, perfect. That
Like,
was perfect.
If you're using your religious beliefs to be an asshole, you're doing your religion wrong.
Yep.
Like, that's the problem. And that's what I was talking to her about. Like, listen, lady, you're being a dick. And she was like, no, it's what I believe. It's what the Bible says. I'm like, well, I think we've read the different book.
Right.
And she's like, no. And I was like, all right, here you go. And we just went on a fucking 3-day rant about it.
And that brings me to number 3. Is homophobia, racism, religiosism, or whatever the fuck kind of ism that is. But it's like, just with all the hate, like, quit it. Like, let people be what the fuck they want to be.
Yeah.
For one, no matter what the fuck you believe in, whether I believe it or not, if it brings you peace at the end of the day, if the flying fucking spaghetti monster in the sky helps you sleep at goddamn night, so be it. I don't want to argue that. I want you to be happy. You know what I mean? Until you fucking say something dumb, and then I'm going to tell you you're dumb. But yeah, if you're fucking, if you're part of the LGBTQT whatever, is that like gay premium service? LGBTQT?
When they put the plus behind it, that's what I assumed it could hit premium. Like, how much do you... Is this like a monthly subscription that I gotta
Right. But anyways, like, if you're a fucking purple toaster that likes grape jelly on your dick, like, I don't care. If it makes you happy, so fucking be it.
Right.
You know?
Shit's so funny.
And racism, that shit's outdated and never played for forever.
It blows my mind that this is, like, still a thing.
Exactly.
And, like, do we have to keep going? Like... Why do we have to keep talking about this? Like, I understand there are there are people out, like, that's what blows my mind. Not the fact that racism is a thing. It's the fact that people still believe it's okay.
Right.
Like, are you kidding me right now? Calm down, guy. You're all pieces of shit. It doesn't matter what color your skin is.
Exactly. We can all be fucktards.
Yeah.
Number 2. Now, see, I wrote number 2 twice because it started off with the Kardashians. But then... I had the thought that I was like, no, they're gone. And then I heard something. They're not gone. They're coming back to fucking Hulu for a Hulu fucking only exclusive shit. But now I crossed out the Kardashians, and the second one still applies to them, is claiming crazy as a quality. Like, if you're crazy and you're like, oh, I'm crazy and I'm so cool. Like, no. Crazy is not cool, people.
Did you ever see the video where it's the guy describing the crazy versus hot? And, like, what you should tolerate as a man.
I have not seen this.
It's really funny because it's like the crazier you are, the hotter you are. Yeah, it's a graph. It's a graph. And it's like what men should tolerate. So, like, on one side of it, you have, like, the hot scale. And on this other side of the scale, you have crazy. So, like, if they're looks rated 1, they're probably not crazy. But if they're looks rated 10, chances are they're fucking a lunatic.
Well, Becky's a 10, and the only thing that's crazy about her is that she tolerates me.
Right. So, like, that's a 9.5 right there.
Oh, there it is. There she is for the win.
And see, you have this right here. That's the unicorn status. And that's like, those need to be locked away and studied.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And we need to figure out how to clone them. Because everybody deserves a Becky.
That's right. See, I'm not the only one that thinks so.
Yeah. But yeah. So, like, yeah, that shit's right there. And it's fucking true, dude. Like, my buddy would bring home these crazy hot girls. And they were all batshit nuts. And he was like, man, isn't she so hot? And I'm like, yeah, but have you heard her speak? And he's like, no.
It's like banging your head against the wall.
I was like, bro, she's stupid. And I'm like, not like your average stupid. Like, this is advanced stupid. And she's fucking crazy. He's like, nah, man, she's hot.
AP.
And then fucking 6 months later, he's like, dude, she tried to bite my dick off. That's a true story. That's not me making it up. She tried to bite his dick off.
Look, I want to know where something came from.
Sure.
You said batshit crazy. Why is it if something's crazy, it's batshit? Why can't it be like gorilla poop or giraffe dung? Why is it batshit? I see her typing. I know what that means. She's going to figure it out.
She's not Googling out. She ain't Googling shit. She's like, I don't want that on my search history. I don't know. I mean, I'll figure it out and I'll answer your question at a later date. But, like, maybe it's because bats always hang upside down.
And they always go left, leaving the cave. Is that what it was?
Yeah. They always go left.
It's like anti-NASCAR and shit.
Yeah.
And the number one thing to be left in 2000 shitty is 2000 shitty. Like, we just need to say goodbye to 2000 shitty and hello to 2020 fun. Like, that's
20 fun.
Yes, 20
Did you
fun.
just coin that?
No, I did it a couple weeks ago. I've been waiting to use it, though.
Oh, man, that's so good. I love that. That's awesome. 20 fun. Dope.
So, yeah. Let's take a break for the dimwits and dummies.
All right.
And then we're going to come back for a little letter from me to 2020.
Excellent. Greetings, humanoids, goblinoids, and all the other oids in between. Do you like talking about Dungeons & Dragons? Do you enjoy listening to other people talk about Dungeons & Dragons? Or talk about any other role-playing games? If you say yes to any or all of these, join me and Autumn Midas on the Dimwits and Dummies podcast, an open discussion on our take on how to improve your game from the perspective of game master to player characters. Embrace your flaws and learn that everyone loves D&D. They just don't know it yet.
Dear 2020, it was December 31st, 2019, and we all said, this is gonna be my year. Alcoholics vowed to quit drinking, the overweight vowed to lose weight, the introverts vowed to get out more. Now look at us, stuck in the house, doing shots of Kraken straight out the bottle, and eating a large pizza in our underwear. But I digress. At least the underwear are new. 2020, you have been a whirlwind of crazy. You took Kobe and gave us murder hornets. You took cooties and gave us the Rona, rendering my circle vaccine from the first grade useless. Aliens are real, and every photo online is fake. You've put us on DEFCON 1 with your debauchery and created a shitstorm with your shenanigans. You've brought us logic like, it's not okay to dine inside unless you're outside, in the new inside. You've taught us that germs have a curfew and are only present at certain times of the day. March and April decided to join forces and become the supervillain known as Marpril, the longest month in the history of what the fuck just happened. Everyone suddenly became political experts or doctors, or both. We learned that McDonald's is essential, and if you work from home, you can bleach your butthole during Zoom meetings. You isolated us and made us alone, but claimed, we are better together. You gave us the greatest stand-up comedy special known as the 2020 elections. You took many beloved celebrity figures, too many to list. But let us keep Betty White, Chuck Norris, Keanu Reeves, and the Inner Idiot podcast. And for that we thank you. So I say, out with 2000 shitty, and bring on 2020 fun. Sincerely, Tyler Havlin. P.S. Fuck you, 2020. Do. On this day in history. So it is really, what is today's date actually? December 26th is the day of recording.
Yep.
I only have one on this day in history, and the rest is going to be a little different.
Okay.
So on this day in history, 11 years ago, Joe Rogan started his podcast.
Really?
And that's huge because he paved the way for all of this. I mean, he damn near single-handedly made podcasting what it is today.
Sure.
But for this segment of On This Day in History, we're just going to recap some of the shit that happened this year. So I have a somewhat short list. And feel free to add to it. It's perfectly fine because there was a lot more. So, Australian brush fire. That's how we decided to start our year. And it burned 47 million acres and killed at least 34 people.
Golly.
That's a lot of millions.
That is a lot.
That's a lot of fucking land.
That is tons. I think that's when they stop measuring in acres and start measuring it in miles.
Right? Start measuring what the fuck.
Yeah.
God was like, you know what? Everything in Australia was designed to kill you, so I'm going to kill all of it.
Yeah. And he still fucked that up because Australia is still kicking.
Yeah, they are. You can't kill that motherfucker.
No.
All right. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle quit the royal family.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Right? You hated your family so much, you just quit them. Like, I'm done with you guys. Peace out. Like, I wish I was fucking royalty. I mean, I'm sure they got a hard life. I'm sure it ain't no fucking walk in the park. But it's got to be better than what some of us have to fucking put up with.
I don't know. I feel like once you start appointing people in the right, like, positions, like, after that, it's just easy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, okay, I need this guy. What are you really good at? Ooh, money. You're in charge of money. What are you good at? Ooh, you're really good at security. You're defense. What are you good at? Jokes? Yeah, you can be public speaker.
Right. You think there's ever been a royal ass wiper? There had to have been.
Yeah, at some point in time in history, there's got to be like, sir, wipe my bottom.
Yeah. It had to have been a thing.
I need you to clean my brown eye.
Yeah.
Sir, there's nothing in your eye. Not that one.
It never fails. It always comes back to shitting here.
Every time.
You know, I do stay away from butthole licking a lot more than what I used to. Because I used to talk about licking asshole a lot.
Did
Now,
Becky put you in check?
no, I've licked her butthole. All right, so the next one is the Rona. 2020 gave us the Rona. Look, she's reluctant to high five
She's
you
like,
on that
I
one.
don't know if I want to high five you.
Yeah, so the Rona, that one's self-explanatory.
And it's still going. Like
It's-
that's not a thing we could easily forget about. Like,
No. I don't think it's ever going to go away at this
World
point.
War III, that was a thing. Like that was almost a thing.
Yeah, that was almost a thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm glad it
there's
didn't
my
happen.
endpoint. Yeah, me too.
A few notable deaths this year. Obviously, Kobe Bryant. They took Debo. Poor Debo.
Who?
Debo. Tony Liston, something like that. You ever seen Friday?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Debo. He's up there stealing halos now. Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman. That
Yeah.
one was a fucking shot in the dark like that. Nobody saw that shit coming.
Yeah, that was out of left field.
Yeah. And that one kind of hurt. Like, I wasn't a huge fan, but that one kind of hurt. Like, because he was always in good shape. And I'm over here not in good shape. And, like, dude just fucking croaks.
Yeah, he died from cancer.
I know. It was horrible. Fuck cancer. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She died. Now the Supreme Court is ruthless. So, you'll have that.
You only mentioned it for that joke, didn't you?
Probably.
Stupid.
Yeah. This is why you love me. Eddie Van Halen, he's gone.
He's fucking dead?
You didn't know that?
God damn.
Yeah.
Bro, we were just talking about him today.
Yeah, well, you're talking about the dead. So I hope
Damn
you
it.
put some respect on the name.
Well, we weren't talking shit.
Alex Trebek is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad.
And Sean Connery.
And Sean Connery. I did not list that one. That one was recent, too.
Yeah.
And then the dude from the Pittsburgh Steelers died. Kevin Green, I think was his name. That was a couple days ago. But, I mean, it's Cincinnati, so we don't really care about Pittsburgh. Unless you're a Pittsburgh fan and you're listening, hey, or you live in Pittsburgh, keep listening. Rock on. Your team's great. I don't hate them at all.
Hey, I don't like sports ball, so hey, go whoever wins.
Yeah, impeachment of Trump, that happened this year, but I mean, it didn't fully happen, but it passed like some, I don't know, laws and shit.
It started to be a thing.
Yeah,
It didn't be a thing, but it almost was.
yeah, I'm in the dark when it comes to laws. I don't know if I'm breaking them or following them. I just do what I do. Hopefully
I just
don't go to
assume
jail.
I'm breaking them.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good way to assume. Just hide all the time. Stock market crash on March 9th. It was the worst single day drop ever.
Yeah.
I mean, this is all shit that's happened just this year. Beirut explosion. Did you remember this one?
What?
The Beirut explosion? After the show, you got to look this up. This was nuts, dude.
Oh, that fucking was it firework plant or something like that?
Something like that. 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate.
Yes.
Killed at least 190 and injured thousands.
Yes,
Like
I saw that.
This fucking shit, like, it looked like that. It was like Hiroshima too.
It set off a fucking crater over there. Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, that shit was nuts. And the West Coast wildfires.
Yeah, Cali was on fire for
Yeah,
a while.
I'm pretty sure it's still kind of on fire, ain't it?
I don't think Cali's ever stopped being fire.
No.
That's
But that's on this day in history. I mean, that was a very short
in
lived.
this year in history.
Yeah. So 2020 can suck a motherfucker's dick
Dude, you ain't kidding.
sideways, or however they say it.
Fuck
know.
me sideways, I think is the term.
Fuck me, suck me sideways. Do something sideways, god damn it. I think on that note, let's hear from Anchor since we haven't heard from them yet.
All right.
And we're going to smoke about it.
Okay.
We'll be back, people.
Hey Ty, if you wanted to make a podcast, how would you do it?
Spotify Podcasters app, of course. Or hell, even the website.
Do they have any way you can edit audio and help with organizing your episodes?
All that and more. You can reach out to listeners and have feedback with their Q&A feature, and it distributes it to all other major places you listen to podcasts.
I just looked, and they got a video podcast set up and editing tools here too.
So all you got to do is sign up at SpotifyForPodcasters.com or get the app, and you're done.
Damn, it's just that easy.
It's that sad time of year. It's coming up on it when Mariah Carey's got to retreat to the ocean until next Christmas, right? Yeah.
That's funny.
So before we move on, be sure to check out the Inner Idiot fan page on Facebook,
Yeah.
the Inner Idiot on Instagram, and the Inner Idiot podcast on Twitter. And there's now a Patreon for those of you feeling generous. Go check that out.
Is it just called The Inner Idiot?
Yeah, just the Inner Idiot. I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there. There will be bonus content on there. We're working on it.
Yeah.
Early access to live shows, which we have one in the works.
Yeah, we're working on getting it scheduled up.
So there's that. So 2020, what are some things you've done this year, Shorty, that you're proud of?
Proud of?
Yeah, proud of, not proud of, ashamed.
Well, I am proud of getting my house and our current studio and getting it set up and ready to do this. We've launched this podcast. I launched Dimwits and Dummies. That right there to me is like some huge accomplishments.
Definitely is.
I am really proud of both of these podcasts. You know, Dimwits and Dummies is not nearly as moving forward as I would like to, just because of scheduling issues and people during the holidays and stuff. It's kind of hard because most of my guys or whatever have families and whatnot, so it's harder to get them dedicated to it. So, but yeah, like these things are huge things for me, especially moving into this house is one thing that I've always wanted to do since I was a little kid, like get a house and a place that I can call my own home and have an office the way that I do.
Yeah, I love this office, man. It's great. This is the perfect place to record, man. Like, you recording and you get to look at cool shit the whole fucking time.
Yeah, this is my sanctuary. This is it.
When I set up my office, it's not gonna be anywhere near as cool as this.
Well, you'll get there, dude.
I might have to draw smiley faces on the wall or something. Who knows?
Smiley faces.
I mean, I got a little bit of artwork for it. I got a little bit of shit.
I'll hook you up with something. I'll figure it out.
This, by far, is one of the biggest things I'm proud of this year is launching this podcast, man. This has been great. It's been so much fun, and I can't wait to keep going. And the feedback that we've gotten has been fucking amazing. Way better than I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
The growth we've had, fucking epic.
Yeah. seriously, shout out to everybody who listens, everybody who helps supports us, man. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, definitely. And always feel free to reach out, man. I love it when people message me about the show.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah, I love hearing people just comment and tell me, like, hey, I listened to this episode. You guys are fucking hilarious. Or I learned something new. That's one of my favorite things.
Right.
Like, I can't believe that's a thing. I'm like, I know, right? Wild. Yeah.
Yeah. I pull those out all the time. All the time now. People be like, how the fuck did you know that? I'll be like, well, you see.
I Googled it.
Yeah. Check out the show, and you're going to learn a bunch more.
Yeah.
We're educational and shit.
Right.
I mean, I did want to be a teacher at one point when I was young before I realized what money was.
Yeah.
So there's that. So I'm kind of teaching people shit.
Yeah.
You know? But 2020, like, outside of the fucking obvious, it's been a decent year, man.
Yeah, honestly, like, I mean, there's been a few things that have really fucked me this year. It's like a lot of things that I really enjoyed doing, going to concerts. A lot of my Comic-Cons and stuff like that have been canceled. I mean, that's been a huge bummer for me. But, I mean, all in all, man, it's been really great.
Hey, man, here's hoping for next year or
Yeah.
2022. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll get there eventually.
Yeah, we'll see it, whether we like it or not.
Right. And here are your what the fuck facts for the day. We're going to start it off real dark. We're just going to jump right in.
Let's do it.
760,000 children die from diarrhea every year.
That's a lot of
That's a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I don't
That
even
ain't coming out.
well, it is coming out as diarrhea.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
it's coming out. It's
Yeah.
coming out
I'm
fast
thinking
and furious.
constipation. I'm stupid.
It's all right. Fucking idiot. All right. Female kangaroos have 3 vaginas. Now, I don't know how many vaginas a male kangaroo has, but females have 3.
Now, again, like I would presume none.
Well, it specified female.
Right, because like typically only females have vaginas.
Yeah, well, I don't know. When you start specifying shit gets dicey. But if they got 3 vaginas, imagine kangaroo porn. That shit would be crazy.
Like you could do like 4 penetration,
Yeah.
you know, and
why
not even fuck the mouth.
And what about the pouch? That's a whole nother ball game.
Yeah.
You have just a
I
little.
wonder where the vaginas are located. Thinking
know.
about it, because you know, like, do they give birth like in the pouch?
I don't know.
No.
No, they do not.
Becky
give
says
the-
no dice.
We're getting corrections from the sidelines.
Yeah.
She's gonna tell us. We'll come back to it. So, when the first Star Wars movie was
Okay.
made, France was still executing people using the guillotine.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. I wonder, but what constitutes you getting your head lopped off in France at that time?
Well,
That was
at
the
the time?
70s, right? Or was it the 60s?
70s.
70s?
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Cake's downstairs. He's our local Star Wars expert.
Yeah. I would say, I don't know, like, because back in the day, it used to be anybody who, like, wronged the mass populace. So, like, political officials and things like that were executed by the guillotine to make it a big deal or whatever. So,
basically, only if you were important, you were getting your head lopped off by a guillotine.
well, no, they would lob it. They would lob off everybody's head. Like, they didn't really care. Like, it wasn't like exclusive to only people who are important.
Okay.
But like they made a big deal out of it. Like the whole town would gather around like, all right, this motherfucker tried to take your taxes and all this other shit more than he was supposed to, and he caused embezzlement and blah blah blah. So we're gonna lob his head off so everybody can see it. But then there was like off to the side, like, you're a shitty human being. Slink.
Before I forget this one, because I didn't write this one down, but we just watched the armadillo get butt touched. If you blow an armadillo's butt, it will jump 3 feet in the air. Is that what it was? 3 feet?
Yeah, 3 feet in the air.
That's fucking great. If anybody listening has an armadillo or lives in Texas, please confirm or deny this.
I just want a video. Take a video, post it on the Facebook, post it on the fan page. I need to see it. I want to know, because YouTube really let me down, but it gave me a good video. It gave me a good.
Fucking armadillo said, nope, I'm out. Fuck you guys.
I type in blowing air in an armadillo's ass, and I got slapping a diller.
Slapping a diller.
That's what it said. I was like, I don't care what this video is. I need to watch it.
I'm going to use that term at some point, slapping a diller. All right, the next one. Sea cucumbers fart their lungs all over their attackers. Also, they form symbiotic relationships with another fish that lives in their anus. So first of all, my first question in this is, I don't know what the fuck a sea cucumber is, but I gotta know if mermaids masturbate with them. My second thing is, since when does a fucking cucumber have an anus? Becky's over here shaking her head at me like, yeah, we're not going home together tonight.
Sea cucumber is like a fish. It's not like a vegetable. You know what I'm saying?
It'd be much cooler if it was.
I mean, I guess, maybe, but then it also wouldn't have lungs. You know what I'm saying? But like,
Have you ever seen VeggieTales?
yes, I've seen a lot of VeggieTales. I grew up in a very Christian household.
Well, those cucumbers had lungs, I'm
mean-
sure. Could you imagine? I can't. Just go on. Let's hear yours.
In
I can't.
1567, the man with the world's longest beard died by tripping over it, running from a fire.
That's got to be horrible because you got the longest beard, so you're like the manliest man, but you're running from this fire. Like, couldn't you just put it out by blanketing it with your beard?
Well, you get your beard on fire. And then you would no longer have the longest beard.
But when you put a blanket over a fire, it usually puts it
Yeah,
out.
a blanket is a bunch of threads tightly woven together.
Your beard's a bunch of threads. Your
Not
shit's-
tightly woven.
What if it was braided first?
I mean, if you had a braided beard, it wouldn't be nearly as thick. Unless you unless your beard was so long, you could come up and knit that motherfucker. Could you imagine a motherfucker with like a knitted beard? Like
That'd be great.
a fucking literal scarf hanging from their face.
With fucking gloves at the end.
Bro.
Beard gloves. You should do this. You're the beard aficionado.
I mean, I don't have a long beard. I keep it slightly trimmed. But
Yeah, but your shit's majestic.
yeah, I appreciate that. But like, I don't want to knit it. Because that would take a lot of effort.
Do you
Holy
know how to knit?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, see, I knew you would know how to knit. I fucking knew it.
Yeah.
God damn it. You're a man of many, many talents.
Yeah, I'm a shorty of all trades.
Shorty of all trades.
That's right.
But see, you can't say master of none because there's some shit that you have mastered.
I don't know about all that. There's nothing I am like exceedingly expert at.
You're very, very, you're an expert at brightening my day, sir.
Oh, see, I'll take that.
All right. The 100 folds in a chef's hat represent 100 ways to cook an egg.
Really?
Yeah, I guess so.
Huh.
Google said so. So it must be so.
That's neat. I didn't know that. I'll have to ask my cousin. He's a professional chef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Professional.
Yeah, he gets paid to do it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And like for like really good restaurants too.
Hell yeah. Where at?
He worked
Local or?
No, he worked at right now he works at some gourmet restaurant in New Jersey. And then for like 5 years he was working on the Strip in Las Vegas as the head chef of one of the casinos.
Nice.
So yeah, he made it, dude. And like apparently, like I wasn't allowed to go to his wedding because it was like literally 21 and up. And when he got married or whatever, I was too young. But like my mom and dad said it was probably some of the best food that they've ever had
Awesome.
because like he handpicked who was cooking the food.
Oh, fucking A.
Yeah.
We should go up there sometime. I mean, 'cause,
Jersey or Vegas?
well, Jersey, see your cousin,
Sure.
and we got an invitation to be on another podcast, the Atwood Bar Podcast.
Is that in Jersey?
It's in Boston, but they're in the same
Yeah, they're
vicinity
relatively
of the
close, yeah.
country.
Cool.
So, shout out to them, Atwood Bar Podcast. If you haven't heard of them, check them out. They're really funny. They're a hoot. I don't know why I just said they're a hoot. That made me feel really old.
Nah, man, I say hoot all the time, especially not giving a hoot.
Hey, I hope everybody's listening on Spotify because I got a nice little Spotify what the fuck.
Okay.
You know what the most streamed Spotify song is?
What's that?
Mariah Carey. What is the name of the song? How am I brain freezing on this? All I Want for Christmas Is You. It is the most streamed Spotify song ever. And the song is 24 years fucking old.
What blows my mind about that is like everybody bitches about that song.
It's
Like,
so bad.
I've never heard anybody go, you know what my favorite Christmas song is? All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. I've never heard that sentence
No.
unless they're mocking it like I just did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But-
Like I've never heard anybody say that. Like when I worked in retail, that song played every fucking Christmas and I wanted to shoot our fucking PA system. I hated it.
The only thing that could make that song worse is Taylor Swift. Just saying. There are at least 6 people in the world who look exactly like you.
I didn't know this.
A 9% chance you'll meet them.
9%?
9%. That seems awfully high. I mean, there's a lot of motherfuckers in this world.
Yeah.
But this goes back to a conversation we've had before. Like, if I saw somebody that looked exactly like me, I don't think I would put that together like, hey, they look just like me. Mm-hmm. I don't think I would.
I don't know. I guess it depends on, like, how face-to-face you were with them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you were sitting them, like, if I was that person that looked just like you, you know, you would probably notice because we would be sitting here looking at each other. The whole
And people
time.
would be like, you two look alike all the time.
And then you would start drawing comparisons into your own way.
But here's the other side of that is like, for you, for instance, you have a very distinctive beard and hair. So one of these other, how many people I say? 6, 9? One of these other 6 people, do they have the same hair and beard as you? Mm. Do they got them big cool-ass earrings you got that I always stare at?
Well, see, you know, I was watching a video a couple weeks ago about, like, the world of twins or whatever, and it was showing people, like, who look similar or whatever. And it was like, a lot of the times they have the same haircut and stuff like that because they know what looks good on them. So they tend to keep the same way, you know, like the people instinctively know and stuff like that. And then there was a personality test that those people did, and like they aligned politically, religiously, and stuff like that, even on a further level. So like, and that's how a lot of twins, like biological twins, is, you know, they align with these things. You know, that all their ideological, you know, beliefs or whatever come together pretty similarly. And even these people who look alike were the same way. They could be, you know, one of the sets of people, one of them was from Texas, the other guy was from London. And like, even politically when they discussed it, you know, they believe roughly the same things. And it was pretty wild.
Dope.
Yeah.
Now I have a question for any twins listening. Male twins. Do y'all have the same size peckers?
You're stupid. I knew it was going to that.
I'm just curious, man. Like, you're twins, like your feet are probably close to the same size. Y'all look identical. Are their dicks the same size?
You're asking the wrong person the right questions, buddy.
The wrong person, the right questions. I like it. All right, next one. The speed of a computer mouse is measured in Mickeys.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding. I wish I was, because that's kind of funny. But true motherfucking story, apparently.
That's awesome. That's stupid.
I think I got one more for us. Let me see. Yep, I got one more for us.
All right.
Only one NFL team has a plant as a logo, and it is the New Orleans Saints, a fleur-de-lis. I did not realize that a fleur-de-lis was an actual flower. Was it a stylized lily? Is that what it was? Stylized lily, fleur-de-lis.
Neat.
It is neat.
And see, like when you said that, I was thinking of what is it, Notre Dame? Do they have a 4-leaf clover, or am I thinking of somebody else?
Well, that's college football,
right?
Sports ball and shit.
Yeah, but like when you said NFL, I did that correlation, and then I realized Notre Dame is actually just a college. It's not like I knew that. I know little things.
You know who played for Notre Dame?
Nope.
Rudy. Oh, please tell me you've seen the Rudy movie. Oh, it's okay. You don't like sports. Rudy didn't. I don't know if Rudy really played for him, if it was a true story.
You know what my favorite sports movie is?
What?
Benchwarmers.
It checks out. Run it. But see, I feel like if you applied yourself to sports, you'd be really good.
Well, see, I've played a lot of backyard sports or whatever, and like I am an excellent wide receiver, is what I've been told.
Okay.
It's because I can run out and I can catch a football. Now I'm not very good at I can throw a good spiral, but it's never accurate. So that's the thing. And I'm really good at evading, so I can get around motherfuckers. And then I didn't hit a baseball with a baseball bat until I was like 19 years old, because I never cared to. And then
I mean, baseball's kind of, it seems like a boring sport. It's not. Like, playing baseball is fun.
I had a lot of fun at the one baseball game I went to.
It's playing the sport's a lot about camaraderie.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you say that about a lot of sports, but baseball, it's more so, because baseball, you're not actually playing the game more than some other sports. Like football, you're on the field half the time. Baseball, you're sitting a lot more.
Right. I mean, hell, you guys saw me play basketball. I'm atrocious.
Is that what we called that? Basketball, is that what we were playing? Because, fuck, dude, we all sucked.
It was horse. I mean,
yeah. It was horse shit watching it.
Yeah. I was the first one out, so.
I feel bad for anybody that was watching that fucking eyesore. God damn,
And
that
then
was horrible.
you, Camden, Zach, and who was it? Becky? Did you?
Becky and Otto.
Becky and Otto. Yeah, you guys played a little
20.
2-on-2, 3-on-3 or
Is that what
something.
we played? I thought we just played 21. I can't remember.
I'm not sure.
It was a good time though.
Yeah.
I hadn't played in a long time.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I am coordinated enough to do it. I just don't ever feel like applying myself to do it. So,
Basketball was the one sport that I really enjoyed when I was younger and in school, but I was never good enough to like be on a team. I excelled at football. I excelled at baseball. I excelled at boxing. Any kind of martial arts I excelled at. Couldn't play hockey because I can't skate for a fucking lick. You put wheels under me, unless I'm on a fucking bike, I'm fucking cartoon falling. Like heels over the fucking head, scorpion on the ground. Dude, it's ugly.
I guess the only sport that I do enjoy like actually doing is gymnastics. Like because
I can see that.
It's very like I use it in like parkour and stuff. So like I would actually go to like Top Flight over in Crestview Town Center, and like it's a gymnastics center, and I do all kinds of crazy shit over there. They got those really fucking springy trampolines and shit. Those are a lot of fucking fun.
You know what sport needs to make a comeback?
Huh.
Is the joust and like the night fighting like we saw on Facebook. Yeah. We need to put a goddamn team together and just go whack some motherfuckers with a sword.
I would love to be a part of the joust. Me and Camden have talked about doing like realistic sword fighting and trying to bring it back to the Ohio Renaissance Fair. Because like they used to do it, but they didn't have enough. They couldn't get enough participants to keep it like every weekend. So me and Camden had thought about like going out and like getting suits of armor and training and becoming proficient with not sharp swords obviously because we're going to use sparring swords because we don't actually want to kill each other.
How do you score that? Is it scored on hits? Is it scored on hits to certain body parts?
Yes.
Is it a tap out thing? Like I'm done, you win.
Yes, all of those. Because you have body shots, limb shots, head shots, and vulnerable shots. And vulnerable shots are like obviously like any of your major artery areas. Like if you were able to slip in and like hit the side of the shoulder right next to the helmet, you were able to hit that. That's a vulnerable shot. That's like 2 points or 3 points, I think. Arms and limbs are 1 point. Body and head are 2 points, and artery or vulnerable spots or artery shots they might be are 3 points. And then you do have tap out, and I think that's it. Or they call it surrender. It's not tap out. So yeah, you have that, and then you have like each match lasts until one of the people get 10 points.
Okay,
is from what I've read. So then because this is a big thing over in Europe. Is they still do this consistently, and they do single hand or single one like 1v1s, and then they do like 5-on-5 teams, and then they even do 20-on-20 teams.
Oh wow!
Where it's like they're almost reenacting a real life battle, and like that has a whole different point system. There's like 10 or 20 judges kind of out there watching everything and like figuring out what it is, and it lasts for like 5 minutes. And like 5 minutes might not seem like a long time, but you try
swinging a sword for 5 minutes and moving in armor.
Sword, yeah, you swing around a 5-pound sword. Like 5 pounds isn't shit, but when you're in fucking 60 pounds of armor
and hitting armor with that,
yeah, dude,
said sword.
Oh my god, it is brutal, but it looks like fucking fun.
Well, you notice they're trying locally in the Cincinnati area. I mean, we did see that one thing, so yeah. maybe it'll come back.
I'm hoping so, man, because I think it's a wonderful sport and like it's great training.
Yeah,
and like
hey.
I've always thought guns were a kind of a lazy way to kill somebody, and like you're losing the artistry without bows and swords and shit. Like there's an art to killing.
Yeah,
and like
definitely.
We've really lost the art of war.
Right now it's just like pew pew.
Yeah, you can be hundreds of thousands of feet away and like. You don't get to see the motherfuckers die.
Oh, that got good right there.
Yeah.
No, I would love to see it. So, we're going to take a little break. That was your What the Fuck facts and then some for the day.
Sure.
We're going to come back. We're going to do a little Shorty's pull.
Yep.
And then we're going to wrap this thing up.
Sweet deal.
And it's time for that new segment. We introduced it the last episode. It was great. It was fun. I loved it. Y'all loved it. It's time for Shorty's Pool.
Yeah. All right. So this one it's a little bit older series. I mean, when I say older, I mean like the last like 2 years. But this is The Dark Knight's Metal, and it is a storyline. Yep, all that. It is a series of the Nightmare multiverse coming to the forefront. So in this universe, all the worst visions that could possibly happen have happened. And it's centered around Batman because obviously Batman is one of those people who are completely encapsulated in fear. You know, he uses fear as, you know, his forefront of fighting crime. So what they do is like each one of these Batmen are what the possibly worst scenario from different Earths in the multiverse. So the biggest one is the Batman Who Laughs. And finally, Batman has killed Joker. But the Joker has a toxin inside of him that creates the next Joker. So it hits Batman, and Batman's able to fight it off for a good while. Well, as it comes on, it slowly starts corrupting his mind and making him see the world in a more black light. And he eventually goes out and he kills his entire Bat family. He kills Nightwing, Red Hood, everybody. Well, Damian's able to escape, but Damian realizes, like, if Dad's doing this, I need to do this. And so he becomes this nightmare version of Robin. And the head one is known as the Robin King. And it's really, really cool.
Oh, that's neat. For those of you that haven't seen this character, he is an extremely unique take on Batman. You won't see Batman done this way again in any other universe, correct?
No.
Yeah, so check it out. Google it. It's really neat. Read up on it. It's super cool.
Yeah. And it's really good. I mean, they did, during the Dark Knight's Metal series, they would release one-shots, really quick one-shots to give you a little bit of backstory of each one of the characters. So you have the Batman Who Laughs, which is the Joker and Batman. You have the Drowned, which is from a different universe where all the genders are flip-flopped. So instead of Bruce Wayne, we have Bryce Wayne. And she is, she takes... there was a war between her and the Atlanteans, and that version of that Aquawoman accidentally killed Sylvester Kyle, which would be Selena Kyle or the Catman. But it killed him, so she spliced her DNA with another Atlantean, and she gained the power basically Mera has, controlling water and talking to fish and shit, or controlling fish.
Which one's this called? Because I want to check this one out.
The Drowned.
The Drowned?
Yeah.
All right. Keep going, bro.
And then you have one of my favorites, the Dawnbreaker, which is the Green Lantern version. And basically when when the Ring was looking for a new host was the same day that Bruce's parents died. And he wasn't afraid, he was angry. So the Ring came down and said, hey, you have the ability to overcome great fear. He takes the Ring and he's like, kill this murderer. And the Ring's like, the Ring is programmed not to kill. And he's like, kill him. And his will and hatred overpowered the Ring and broke it. So he started creating nightmare versions of constructs and things like that. And it's such a powerful story. Like, I love it, dude. If you could read any issue of the backstories of these characters, I would highly suggest Dawnbreaker. It's so good. Then you have the Red Death, which is the Flash, and he is probably the coolest designed one. He takes the Flash and decides that he's going to go back in time, but the Flash won't help him, and he straps the Flash to the front of the Batmobile to access the Speed Force. But when they do that, they merge into cells. So when you're reading the Red Death or whatever, you have Bruce talking, and then Barry Allen talking in the background, like, Bruce, you need to stop this, you're fucking everything up, or whatever. And Bruce just, ignores his ass. And then you have the Devastator or whatever, which is Bruce gets a hold of Doomsday's blood sample and injects it into himself and basically becomes this giant nightmare creature in the back and just starts, he's just breaking havoc. And he kills Superman by ripping him in half. It's fucking brutal.
That would be a scary ass Batman.
Yeah, it's fucking brutal. It's super cool. And then one of my other favorites is the Merciless, which is the guy in the armor over there.
Okay.
And in that universe, Bruce and Wonder Woman were in a relationship, and they were fighting Ares, and the god of war.
Yeah.
Well, Ares kills Wonder Woman, and throws his Godslayer blade down with Wonder Woman on it. And Bruce is kind of sitting there mourning, and, you know, in a minute of, like, success, Ares starts gloating about how he won and stuff like that. But Bruce picks up the sword and stabs him with the God Killer sword, which is the only thing able to kill gods.
Right.
And he then takes the armor of Ares and wears it and starts wreaking havoc and basically trying to protect the world.
Speaking of Wonder Woman,
Sure.
did you watch the new one?
Yeah, I did.
Did you like it?
I did enjoy it. There's a few things that I didn't because they were inaccurate to comic books, and there was a few things I'm like, I don't think that translated very well. I think they could have done a better job, but overall, I did enjoy it.
See, there wasn't enough Wonder Woman in my Wonder Woman in this one.
No, you don't think?
I mean, it was all right. It was one of those movies where, like, you could tell it had a good direction and everything. It wasn't for me.
They focused a lot more on Lord than I thought they were.
Yeah.
I was really hoping to see more of Cheetah.
Yeah, definitely.
I was really hoping to see more of her, which was kind of a letdown. And I understand why they played up Lord more, but I really wanted to see some more Cheetah.
And they had the invisible jet.
I know. I even said it while we were sitting there watching the movie. I'm like, that is such a good explanation for that.
I nerded out hard when
Yeah.
they did the invisible jet.
Dude, I was nerding out the whole time. Like, Camden, he even told me to shut up in one of the parts because I was like, oh, that makes sense. I'm like, oh, I fucking knew it. Like when somebody said their name finally, because I heard their first name and I'm like, all right. And I didn't say anything. And then they finally said it. I'm like, oh, I fucking knew it. And he's like, would you shut up?
What'd you think of the casting of Kristen Wiig? Kristen Wiig?
Who's that?
The one that played Cheetah.
Cheetah?
Minerva. What'd you think of the casting of that?
At first, I was a little hesitant because, like, you know, Minerva was, and actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, it was actually a really good call because Minerva in the comic books is very reserved and like kind of shy and timid. So like that, she really did a very good job of playing up that in the very beginning, and then when she came out later in the film, started kind of being this little, you know. I don't want to say too much to give it away, but like when she starts coming out of her shell a little bit, like that to me was a little awkward because in the comic books she went from being this nerdy scientist straight kind of into Cheetah. There was no
Transition.
There was no big transition, and I mean, don't get me wrong. There was a little bit in time in the comic books where Minerva wanted to be like saved. But her mind was so corrupted by the magic that transformed her that she couldn't. So, but yeah.
Now, see, my first thought is because I've seen this lady in other stuff. Mm-hmm. She is fucking hilarious. I didn't think she was going to be able to pull off the seriousness of it.
Yeah.
And she did it beautifully.
Yeah.
She did. It was a good movie. Like I said, it's just.
Well, me and Camden talked about it this morning when he got up because he was super tired last night. Pretty much as soon as the movie ended, he went to bed. But, like, we had discussed it this morning, like, talking about how there was a few things that they kind of cheesed up, if you will. Like, they really played into the corniness of the superhero aspect. And I told him, I was like, well, I think there's two reasons for that. One, kind of like giving the highlight of the 80s, because everything in the 80s was a little over-dramatized and stuff like that. So, like, you can see the color really vibrant and stuff like that. And then one was kind of just like, okay, here I am, I'm powerful, and that was kind of it. They kind of wanted to say this in a loud statement. So I was like, and I don't know if that second part was their intention. I was like, but I feel like the overtopness of, especially the opening scene, the opening mall scene,
yeah.
I feel like that was a lot of like, okay, it's the fucking 80s. We're going to drill this up. So I feel like that was it, and that to me, like that even wasn't like a great fight scene. That was more comedy based.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is kind of silly. I don't need this in my movie.
Well,
but
it was a good movie. I recommend it.
Yeah.
People who haven't seen it, go out, check it out.
Yeah.
It's nothing like the first one.
No.
The first one was better in my opinion, but this one was good.
I agree. But anyway, back to the Dark Knight's Metal. But the series overall takes place with Batman trying to discover what is happening to their world right now, because a bunch of dark energy is coming in and corrupting people. So their worst nightmares are coming to fruition. So Batman's trying to combat it. So he is trying to solve this mystery. Well, all of a sudden the Batman Who Laughs shows up and says, I'm here to fuck everything up. and he does so accordingly. He starts driving down the Justice League and killing everybody around, and they summon the Dark God Barbados, and he starts wreaking havoc. They figure out that the World Forger is this guy who is creating negative worlds, and as every world he creates, another one is destroyed in the positive universe. So I mean, it's really cool, and like it's a really grandiose story, but you don't need to know a whole lot. Now granted, there are some things like it was the first time in 15 years that I saw Martian Manhunter in a comic book was this event, and like I almost
Really?
well, because, and not saying like Martian Manhunter's been in comic books for, the whole time.
Right.
But he was never in like solid continuity. He always kind of fell out, kind of fell in, and kind of dove it. But this is the first time in a long time that we've had him in the forefront of everything. And when he showed up, they name dropped him in one issue and then showed him the next one because they were like, we need Jean. And I was like, no fucking way, he's coming back. And like next issue I see him, dude, I was fucking hyped. Like I almost cried, And like there was a lot of emotional intent like in that series that really went on. And oh man.
So rate the series 1 through 10.
I'd give it a 9, seriously. 9.
That's high.
Yeah, it is high.
So check it out.
Yeah, it's one of the best stories. If you know a little bit about each of the characters in the DC universe, that'll help you out. But if you don't, not a big deal. The first part of it it's all in graphic novel, so you can pick it up now. But it is, let's see, Dark Knight's Metal, the Forge, I think is the first starting of it. It goes the Forge, the Casting, and then Metal series. And then they have a couple of tie-in series that you don't need to read, but it's fun to see what kind of goes on the sidelines and how other heroes are dealing with it. But that's not necessary. But it's I think it's a 7 or 8 part miniseries, which is the main. And then you have the Dark Knight's Metal, which, there's 6 of those guys, and they all have their one-shots. But it's one of my favorite series to date.
Dope. I'm going to check it out for sure.
Dope.
Well, I think that's all we got for you guys.
I think that's it.
So I hope you guys have a happy New Year's.
Yep.
And let's start off the next year right. 2020 fun.
That's right.
All right. So in the meantime,
In betweens time.
going gay exponentially increases the quality of hand jobs. Cue the music. We out.